Hi there, this is Diecast channel, and in this video I'm going to show you this 1966 Chevy Nova SS made by ERTL in a 1/18 scale. So if you like those cars, please don't miss this video, and don't forget to subscribe my channel, to click the bell for news, and to give me a thumbs up. So let's unbox this car and take a better look at it. The 66 Nova we've seen before. There are a slight difference from 1966 to 1967. Basically, the trim and the rear, taillights maybe, and the front grille. Perhaps some differences inside and the seats pattern, but basically the car was pretty much the same. This car was a compact car. This Nova SS was equipped with a 327 350 horsepower engine, so this was a very high performance car at the time, and it was very interesting. Ford had a Falcon Sprint that would be a competitor for this car. So as we look at the front of this Nova, we can see the very nice looking grille with a Chevy II SS badge on the left side. This grille is not actually a grille but a mesh that imitates a grille, but it really does it well. The headlights are pretty realistic. The blinkers on the front bumper are also very well made. And the bumper has no flashings, no issues at all. The 327 engine looks very nice, and the engine bay also looks very nice. One thing that's very common in those cheaper ERTL models is the hinges, especially the hood, the door hinges that are typically those simple ones. But even though they are simple, they are not that thick, just like we find in some models. The engine, made in red, looks very nice. The chrome valve covers and the air filter pan look also very nice. The shocks look very nice. The battery, the reservoir, the radiator. This engine bay looks pretty realistic. The hood shuts correctly. The GM badge on the hood is painted on, but it's very well made. There are no gaps, no misalignments, no issues at all. And the windshield wipers are separate pieces, and the trim around the windshield is cast in metal with a painting on it. So it looks good. The painting in this car looks very good. It has no issues, no roughnesses, no details at all. As we look at the passenger door, we can see the interior is very well made. It's all made in black. It's all made in plastic. The plastic imitates a carpet, although it's not a carpet. It's just a plastic with a texture, but the texture is very well made. Gear lever and the central console with a chrome trim, the buttons and knobs on the dashboard, and the steering wheel with the horn trim. That's also that's made with painting actually. And the dashboard has the gauges, which are made with decals and stickers, but very well made. It's not just a sticker on the dashboard, but the dashboard with details and the sticker to simulate the gauges. We can see the radio, the glove compartment lid. There are no details here, just like locks and stuff like that, but the door panel is pretty well made. The door shuts correctly. It's very well aligned. And the trim, it's a separate piece as well as this door handle. But the lock is just cast in metal. The lines of the car look very nice. The trim around the windows is made with the painting, just like the trim around the rear window. It looks really nice. Wheels and tires look nice with those red wall tires that were very common in Mopars at the time. And the 327 badge on the front fender looks good. This car looks very nice, really. It's a cheaper model, but a not cheaply made model, I would say. The trunk looks good. The trunk lid looks very good, and the trim on the trunk lid looks also very accurate. It doesn't have any flashings, any issues at all. The tail lights look very nice. They're basically chrome pieces with acrylic transparent parts simulating the lights and the reverse lights. The spare tire, it's got a wheel cover just like the wheels and tires are used in the car. And the trunk is made in plastic with a texture that would imitate a matte or any sort of coating that would exist in those cars at the time. The bumper looks good with all rivets and bolts and the license plate, so there are no issues at all. The car looks nice as a whole. Trunk lid shuts correctly and the trim looks nice, the rear looks nice, so we can, as I said before, it's a cheaper model but not necessarily cheaply made. It looks nice as a whole. Left side of the car, gas cap, which is just cast in metal, Super Sport, which is a decal, but quite similar to that one in the Chevelle I've seen before, I've shown before. With the driver's door open, we can take a better look at the interior. We can see the dashboard, one more look at the gauges, the horizontal speedo, and the buttons and knobs. The pedals, it's got gas, brake, and clutch, so it's a mechanical transmission. Seat that tilts, chrome trim, door, and the panels, and the black interior as we saw before. The ERTL doesn't make a headliner, but it has a simulation of what would be the sun visors made in the same acrylic piece that makes the windshield. And the mirror is made in a chrome piece. The door shuts correctly. There's no misalignment, no issues, no gaps, nothing really wrong with that. The mirror is in the right proportion, the handles in the right proportion, the wheels and tires look very nice. The painting quality in this car is very good. We see no roughnesses, no defects at all, no issues at all. And sometimes we see those issues in some model cars. They're even more expensive than this one, just like some GMPs I've shown before that had painting issues. So this car, as I said, is a cheap car, but not necessarily cheaply made. As we look at the base of a car, we can see that it repeats the same ERTL pattern with a black base that simulates the base of a real car. This car is not a frame and body car, it's a unibody car, so we can see the front structure integrated with the whole car, as it was common in the more compact cars and sometimes on full-size cars, as we saw in the Dodge Monocles, for instance. The rear and front suspensions are made in separate pieces, as well as the engine and tranny and the drive shaft. The differential and the drive shaft are made in a single plastic black piece, and the drive shaft is fixed. It does not spin. Suspension doesn't have any coil springs, so it's not functional, although the front wheels steer just like the other 1-18 models. The engine is painted and doesn't look like plastic, but it looks like the color of a real engine. I just have to check whether this is the correct color for this engine. I believe it is. Tranny is made in aluminum color, so it simulates the aluminum tranny, and the mufflers are in the silver color, simulating the correct mufflers. The muffler tips, they look good, and the gas tank is made in silver. So the base of this car, I would say, looks really nice. It doesn't look like the top quality models, but for cheaper model, it looks very good. Analyzing this car from 0 to 10, I would give it a 9.5. I think this car was very well made for a cheaper model. It was not cheaply made, it was not poorly made, it was made with a very good quality. And for a budget model, it really looks fantastic. I just wouldn't give it a 10 because I think it should have some wires and cables in the engine, and the oil filter, for instance, should be in a different color. But it's not really an issue. I still think this is a very honest model and a very good model you can get for a good price, as long as you get it for a good price, of course. It's a very interesting car since it's very discreet, very simple, but also powerful. So I'd like to thank you for all likes and views, for all subscriptions. Please don't forget to subscribe my channel, to click the bell for news, to give me your thumbs up, and let me know in your comments what you think about this car and this video. So, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.